NFL playoffs are here, and this matchup on Wild Card Weekend is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Commanders and the Niners, and it comes your way next.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're on the road to the Super Bowl. Up next, it's our main event between the Washington Commanders and the San Francisco 49ers. Welcome, everyone, to the start of the NFL postseason. Kate Scott, Brock Hewitt here as these teams begin the journey toward the Super Bowl. And at this stage, Brock, it's a daunting task ahead to make it all the way. They need 3 straight wins against the best teams in the NFL, beginning with this one right here, right now.
Yeah, Kate, and I love the way you say that right there. You just lay out the journey. And I'll tell you, in this journey right now, you're not going to find a team anywhere in this bracket who isn't 100% convinced they're going to be the ones standing in the end. But the time for words is over. Now, your season's on the line. Every time you take the field, it is win or go home.
And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. So here come the 49ers for their opening drive. Leading them out, a player known, yes, for that draft status, but also as a great methodical passer. I know you love this guy, Brock. The last pick of the 2022 draft, it's Brock Purdy.
You know, Kate, people won't stop recognizing Brock Purdy as Mr. Irrelevant right at first, but they better start recognizing his game. He shed that label of his draft status to me long ago. He proved there is no fluke to his talent. He knows how to see it, how to feel it, how to deliver it, and most importantly, he knows how to elevate the people around him.
And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
First down, and they go right back to him. Has another lane. And he gets this all the way to the 31-yard line. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
They've got first down from the 31. Going run again with McCaffrey. Dukes out a one-stop, and he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one, and when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Putting the tight end in motion. On the counter, McCaffrey. And he'll go down here at the 16. It's a gain of 4. And that's a 49er first down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in a locker room and in the huddle is you could be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. That play gains 6. It's going to be 4th and 2.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. They'll go. It's McCaffrey. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That is some old-school brutality. An offense close to a first down, a defense that knows there's a run headed right its way. In a battle of wills, the offense gets it done.
They have it 1st and goal, an early lead available here in the postseason. They'll run here. It's McCaffrey. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
McCaffrey will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. They'll try him left side. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The 49ers finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
PAT up and good for Moody. And the 49ers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. And this one doesn't make it into the landing zone. It comes down shy of the 20, and by the new rules this year, that means the ball is going to be placed at the 40-yard line. So hopefully he's able to find the landing zone next time. His first kickoff gives him some great field position here.
Automatic first down.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. A toss now to Robinson. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
On these 1st and 10 calls, defenses are always keyed in that a run might be coming their way. And as soon as the QB turned to give the ball, the entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Daniels from the pistol. Into traffic. Complete. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Tackle made by Jair Brown.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Daniels. Pressure comes. He's taken down. The 49ers got him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
It's exactly how you draw it up defensively. A 3 and out and a sack on top of it. Create that negative play. Create a little doubt in that quarterback's mind. And offensively, well, that's the worst way to start it. No rhythm, no tempo, and now you give the ball right back to the opponent.
Commanders punting on 4th down, and they're going to bring out the ever-reliable lefty vets, Tressway. Kick is away, and this one might bring rain. Wow, what a kick. Hauls in this punt at the 8. And they'll bring him down, but some nice damage done on that return. Thought he had a shot at the end zone there. The return goes for 38 yards. And the 49ers will go on offense. on the 45, 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Cut by Deebo Samuel. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
First down, ball at the 36. From the gun is Purdy. He'll get it to Brandon Ayuk. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on 1st down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, they just couldn't fight it on.
To throw again, it's Purdy. The throw is caught. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
Well, that right there, Kate, that is the epitome of trust, and trust in your big physical tight end. Throwing his way into double coverage. You may question the decision when the ball leaves his hands, but it's tough to question when it produces results like that.
McCaffrey on 3rd down. And he's brought down for a
Dumbass,
loss.
stupid shit.
It's after plays like these, Kate,
Bad
I
boy.
love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
Offense looking confident, but they need 4 here on 4th down. They stick with McCaffrey. And he'll get this across. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers take a 13-0 lead. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. Well, Brock, you found himself some space to work, and from there, wow, all athleticism as he made his way into the end zone.
You got that right, Kate. Just that speed. You got to have some different gear when you get down here to the red zone. It's hard to score rushing touchdowns, and that running back sees the open space, he sees the green grass, and he finishes it off with 6.
Moody knocks that extra point through. And the 49ers drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Has it at the 11. This return makes it up to the 25. Here comes the Washington offense out to the field, ready for their second drive. And they need some kind of score here, Brock, to keep this from getting away from them on the road in the postseason. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, not for the 1000th time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or 2 ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
Short side option here. He's running left. And he found some running room for a nice gain. He rips off 8 yards, and that's going to close out our first quarter. One quarter gone in our opening round game of the NFC postseason. Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They're looking down a 3rd and 3. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
They call play action. Would have been better to actually give it to him on a carry right there, Kate. The front was fooled for about a split second, if that. That play call ended up working in their favor as it leads to a sack.
Press way on the punt. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. Pulled in at the 20. It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. The 49ers are headed back out on offense as we get a look at Christian McCaffrey. And while one sideline has 0 points, this offense, well, they have had 0 issues so far getting into that end zone.
They are rolling right now, Kate, and unless there's a speed bump on the immediate horizon, things are at risk of getting out of hand.
The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. They'll send their tight end right. They'll start this one on the ground with McCaffrey. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. And he's brought down up across the 40. Just a couple on the pickup there, so back-to-back runs leave him with a 3rd and 8. Handoff headed left to McCaffrey. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, and instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
Play action now with Purdy. And they got home. Sacked him on 4th down. We've got a turnover on downs, and the defense takes over in plus territory.
Well, this one never had a chance. Between the pressure right there in his face and the coverage downfield, quarterback still should have at least thrown it up there and given somebody an opportunity to make a play.
Play fake here, Daniels. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Looking for the back that time. And now they face 2nd down. Now Daniels off the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Cade's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to offer a comeback if this quarterback continues.
And they get to him again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
This is one of those situations where QB's strength and ability to run can be a great blessing, but can also be a curse. We've seen him use his feet before. This guy can escape, and that's a blessing. But it can be a curse because sometimes you think you can get out of everything, and this defense just proved he couldn't.
So they bring Tressway back out there for another punt. Christian McCaffrey on the 49ers return. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Secures this at the 17. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The 49ers and this running back headed back out for a new series. And they sure surprised us, going for 2 in that spot on their last drive. Not sure we're going to see that call come out here again. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Backfield is empty as they motion him out right. Ooh,
Fucking
he got hit as he
bitch.
was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Purdy now on 2nd and 10. Got a man. McCaffrey has it. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Jeremy Chin there on the stop.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
That's caught for the first. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Purdy throwing here on 1st. This ball's caught by McCaffrey. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
They'll motion him out of the backfield left. Ooh, incomplete there on 2nd down, but boy, a risky throw on a check down of all things. Nearly picked off and headed the other way.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
On 3rd down, Purdy. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Purdy setting up that play action. That's incomplete on 4th down, and they'll turn over possession.
A 50% hit rate on 4th down, while not horrible, to me signifies something even more important, Kate, and that's that this offense is going to continue to be aggressive. It's been their mindset throughout, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon.
Daniels on 1st down. Hits him on the in route. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Man in motion, out of the slot. 3rd and short, Daniels. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it! And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing he woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
On comes Austin Seibert and the Commanders' field goal unit to try this on 4th down. From the left hash, this will be from 50. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll get him back to 11.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The San Francisco offense headed out to take over. And the last time we saw them, Brock, they took a risk, went for it on their own half of the field, but it didn't work out. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Looking to his fullback now. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
First down throw by Purdy. Completed here to McCaffrey. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. So we've reached that 2-minute warning. The 49ers are on the move here. 2nd and 3 now.
Let's go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Rolling left, buying some time.
Oh, you fucker.
And that's nearly
How
intercepted.
can you
but
fucking get that
hang
shit?
on. Just a harmless
That's
incompletion.
fucking
It's 3rd down.
bullshit, man.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback
How
is
can
because
anybody
he just
fucking
dodged
run
a
like that?
major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing now from the gun. Oh, his back's got it deep down the left sideline. And they're going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Isaac Correndo with the touchdown. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
PAT up and good for Moody. And the 49ers push their lead to 18. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Into the hands of Terry McLaurin. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. Out of the gun, Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Offense up to the line fast. Trying again following the sack. He'll get this one to Brown. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a massive 35-yard pickup. 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
The screen pass falls incomplete. This one intended for the running back. So second down coming up. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Washington calls it second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Gotta figure out this third down here. From the gun, it's Daniels. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Charvarius Ward picks it off. First and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, Shaq.
On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
In a good spot here, second and inches. McCaffrey running between the tackles. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. So we're to the half in this NFC Wild Card contest. Now it's time we checked in around the league. Here's Jonathan Coachman with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. This, the second of our two games here on this Super Wild Card Saturday. We'll get it back out to you two in just a minute. But first, time to look ahead to Sunday's action here on the NFC side of the bracket. And this one looks like it should be a dandy, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. We saw a fine performance in the first half from the former Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. He's got a touchdown through the air as his guys have raced out to a gigantic early lead. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. All right, Brock, that was enough of a break. Back to playoff football as the second half of our wild card game gets underway. Return starts at the 3. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Commanders and Brian Robinson Jr. running back on now. And the running lanes, and they've been hazardous. Not quite the decorated collection of highlights from him that we're going to look at here. Those big... They're out and set, first and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. He brings the offense up now for a first and 10. This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Can I have a moment, Kate? Just a moment to marvel at how well they reacted to that play on defense. They were all over it from the start, getting behind the line to blow up a play that how many times do we see as highlight reel touchdowns going the other way?
Here's second and 11. Has a man, it's Brown. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
Oftentimes, play calling's like chess. You got to have just the right move. And in this case, Well, that is checkmate. That's a crossing route versus man coverage. Just the right choice, and they got a completion out of it.
Third down give to Robinson. And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
On first down, here's Daniels. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why. And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Let's go now. First and 10, a run to Robinson. And he's brought down for a loss.
There is no thought needed from him. He has been doing this so long, dating back to college and high school. Those instincts, they come at you with a capital I. Identify that run, fire downhill, and get home in the backfield before that play could get started.
That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Here's Daniels. And the 49ers get there and take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Let's be real clear, there is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they've made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes, and it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
The Commanders ready for the punt. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. And this one gets out of bounds. It was pushing some distance towards the goal line, but gets out at the 5. Now out comes the San Francisco offense. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Throwing from near his own goal line. It's taken in by Juszczyk. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
All set up now for first and 10. On the ground, this is Isaac Garindo. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. Give him a few yards on that run. It's second and 7. Here we go, set. Here's Garindo again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Got Juszczyk, and it's complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a pickup of 26. And that's a 49er first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
On the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. From the gun is Purdy. And they get this down to the 28. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. They send him left out of the slot. Purdy throwing here on 1st. Got a man. McCaffrey has it. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. And it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
Motioning the tight end now. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down.
Let's go.
Going run again with McCaffrey. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love third down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because it's money down and they want the ball, but a third down run for a 1st down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Let's go now.
Changing things up. They're going to throw now. And what a risk, but he can't hang on. No interception, but nearly a turnover in the end zone.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Now Purdy. This ball's cut by McCaffrey. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, Kate, that's exactly what that coverage was meant for. Make the quarterback throw it short, go up and rally, and get yourself off the field.
Lengthy 4th down try here. They need 6.
Go.
Play action now with Purdy. And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The 49ers push their lead further to start the half. George Kittle, the touchdown! Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him in coverage, but stopping a tight end near the end zone is anything but simple with how deceptively good they are as route runners and finding that football when it arrives.
Moody knocks that extra point through. And the 49ers continue piling on to this lead. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Brings in the kick at the 9. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Commanders set to take over. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. First carry now for Austin Eckler, who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Brought down by Fred Warner. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Robinson. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. The stop made that time by the rookie from Florida State. We're down to 1 quarter before we determine our wild card winner. The Commanders with it, facing the end of their postseason. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Buys to... Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. The problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers. And they got one right there with that sack.
They'll bring out the punter here. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Takes it in at the 26. And some nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. He manages 13 on this punt return. And it's going to be their football coming up. The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Here's McCaffrey. And this is a nice gain. That's stopped at the 47. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. On the give, it's McCaffrey. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third and a lone yard coming up.
Here we go.
On 3rd and short, McCaffrey. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
You know, it sure looked like defense had done enough to hold him on that play. Credit that first down to a good initial effort and second effort to keep fighting to go get that extra yard needed.
Let's go.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Purdy gets this from the pistol. Completed here to McCaffrey. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st and 10, it's McCaffrey. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Empty backfield now. The running back motions out left. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up. Lucky that didn't end as an interception. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Shotgun snap for Purdy. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well, Brock, this substantial deficit sure hasn't toned the edge that this defense is playing with, huh? If anything, feels like they might be getting more aggressive, looking to make some sort of impact play.
And that's because turnovers are really the name of the game for this defense at this point, Kate. That aggressiveness still super welcome, no question. But they know it's not just incompletions, it's taking the ball away that's next.
He finds him beyond the marker. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. They hit for 16 yards on 4th down, and a drive we all thought had stalled out is going to carry on.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. To throw again, it's Purdy. And a man is there to knock that away. Thought he had a touchdown there. So that brings up 2nd down. Purdy throwing here. Pass is caught at the 9. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
We hear about basketball on grass so much more of the space and speed coming to the NFL game. That play's so indicative of it. Get that point guard in the open field and let him do his thing.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. The back's got it. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
And he will score. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers continue piling it on here in the 4th. Deebo Samuel, the touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
On is Moody for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the 49ers grow their lead yet again. Here's Wisnowski now to handle the kickoff. Short kick gathered in at the 15. He stopped on the return at the 27. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. That's complete to Zach Ertz. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 1. He gets this one to McLaurin. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
That's complete. Here's Austin Eckler. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
4th, and this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. To throw, Daniels. Gets it to him on the screen. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness that's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the